All right, we are live.
Wonderful.
All right, just give me a moment. I check on my profile.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Good. We are live. Okay, let me just share my video. Right. Just give me a moment. Let me just quickly share on my.
Yep.
I'll share on the homeschooling group as well. So since we are on today.
Great. Yeah, later you can help me type my company website also.
Oh, okay, sure. What's the website again?
www.teacher then online
TCHER.
TCHER online.com. Teacher online, short form for teacher online.
Okay, got it.
Great.
All right. Okay, good. Okay, welcome everybody, and thanks for joining us today on the Happy Coach Show.
Right.
And today we have a very special guest, Andrew Kang.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, thank you, Yantai, for the invite. Happy to be here on live stream or live.
Yep, my pleasure to have you online, and my very first person from the education
Really?
yeah, as an educator. And yeah, Andrew, maybe just share with us a little bit about what you do, and then can dive straight into the topic. Yep.
Okay, so my startup is Teacher Online, TCHER Online. So short form for teacheronline.com. It's a startup, 1 year old, fully online enrichment, tuition, and we develop students' academic potential and help them to realize what they are capable of.
Okay.
And we of course improve our students' grade because our business is education, tuition, just that it's purely online. And we really believe that everyone has the potential to do well. And then at the same time, we want our kids, students to develop a love for learning and also to develop individual safe learning space. So that's why we go online so that the lessons are recorded. And then at his or her own time, able to revise, replay the video to be SDL, we call it self-directed learners. Yeah. So from all walks of life, from many countries, not just Singapore market, but we do have students from 8 countries attending same lessons with the Singapore students, make friends. And then now because of the pandemic, they can't come over, but they really love the Singapore brand of education. So we have students from like Japan, Hong Kong, India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia. So attending Singapore curriculum, Singapore lessons with ex-MOE teacher. So my background is ex-MOE educator. And then maybe the last thing we sort of like do or specializes is we train them to take all kinds of Olympiads, competitions, like English, Science, Math, Olympiad. So our students enroll in all these competitions. So they are not just preparing for exams, PSLE, but preparing for competition. Every other month there's a competition, either locally one or global. So we want them to be very sharp and have that competitive edge, develop grit and all that. Yeah, so this is what I do for my company.
All right. Okay, let me just get the website correct. It's tcher.com, is it? Single R.
TCHER and then online, teacheronline.com. Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me just edit. Now, anyway, Andrew, you were once in the public sector, right? So what was the motivation? Why did you decide to jump from the public sector, come out and start something on your own?
Yeah, okay, so it's a long story. Yeah, so my background is MOE, and I was there for quite a long time. Consider a long time, 16 years in public service. And I was a teacher, physical education and sports science. I taught PE at O-level. So there's actually an O-level subject called physical education and sports science. Yeah. Then I was a discipline master. You can tell I can speak fierce. Because of my background, ex-commando officer. And so I was selected to be a discipline master. I was a very kind person also, kind discipline master, but yet can be very strict.
Very strict.
Yeah.
Do you use a cane? Not allowed to, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
In the past, yes, we do sometimes have to cane students, And but see, when I was in MOE, and then I was promoted to be a vice principal. And then when I was a school leader, I started to be very curious and interested in attending business summits, like NTUC Leader Summit, which is quite popular. And attended some gatherings for entrepreneurs. So I was very, very interested to know what's happening in the world, so that I can help my teachers understand the world better out there, and we can actually better prepare our students for the world. So not just for studies. So that was my first taste of listening to Douglas Fu, listening to Sakai Sushi founder, property guru, lunch actually, So some of these founders, I got interested, and then later sort of research on some of these companies. Yeah, so got interested in entrepreneurship. So, cut a long story short, decided to, it's now or never, still, at my prime. Maybe I should really come out and do something, not just prepare students for exams, and also because I preach entrepreneurial there, right? In the past, when we have the education minister, Mr. Ng Chee Meng, talk about entrepreneurial there. So I was sharing with the school about, you must take risks, you must do this, do that, right? And I found myself then maybe I should be the one coming out and take the risk, to walk the talk. Not, morning you talk to the whole school, 1,300 students. So why don't you do it, Mr. Kang? Talk so much about taking risks, greed, perseverance, take risks, and then think out of the box, be innovative. So, Mr. Kang, lead the way. It's the inner voice. So I thought.
How long ago was that when you started the ideas of starting something on your own?
I think it was a few years back. When I was a DP, I was really hey, is that all that we should help our students, score good O-level grades? I was in the secondary school. There should be more than that. So the idea planted, and talked to different business people, and I even went for some Just Code meetup in the afternoon. So in the afternoon, I take 2 hours off, drive to Shenton Bay, and meet up with all these entrepreneurs, young and savvy, and just mix around, give my name card, and then hey, who is this guy from MOE? So I'm here to learn, I'm here to connect with people and all that. Yeah. So the idea started from there, brought some ideas back to school, share with the teachers, this is actually what's happening in the world. The world has changed. YouTuber can also make a lot of money. You have to do your personal branding. There's this LinkedIn, that we should, teach them how to brand themselves. Yeah. So the sort of the seed is being planted that entrepreneurship is quite amazing.
But I'm just curious, at that point of time, you must have been quite a few years into your teaching career already, right? And things seem to be going very well in your teaching career as a public servant as well.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a certain pathway that you can see in front of you. So what made you decide to move out of your comfort zone, right? And then start to explore something that is out of your comfort zone? Because I know a lot of people who are civil servants and they are comfortable where they are. And of course, there's a huge resistance, especially I'm sure at that time you already married and probably have 1 or 2 children already. So how do you resist that inertia and want to take that step out?
Correct. There's a lot of a pullback factor, meaning really it's so hard to leave. Your career is doing considered quite well, very well. You have to move up the ladder. So you have your plans, good pay, iron rice bowl, very meaningful job, definitely.
Yep.
Teacher, so very meaningful. And then like what you mentioned, my wife, you want to take the risk. It's really no joke. You really need to have very good support and beliefs in yourself and your wife's support. And I've actually 4 kids. So 4 children.
Wow, 4 children.
So it's not an easy decision. So not easy at all. But I had a how should I say a buffer. So I knew that if I want to come out to do a business, right, I need to have some corporate experience. So I didn't really quit and then jump into entrepreneurship. Although I know that in a few years, I would. So I actually accepted a job as a director in one of the in the private sector, also in education. It's a huge player, huge organization. So it was amazing to have that experience as a director there, to look into the business, look into the curriculum, and use my public service and my experience, and also to learn at the same time, right? While improving the organization, train the staff, relook at the whole system, curriculum, look at the academics part of it. Yeah. So I had this buffer where I'm paid and I can definitely contribute, and at the same time learn, the ways of the business, the world, mix with people. Yeah. So but I left soon after to start business. That means really, wow, let's go. I think it's time. Yeah, because I'm quite ambitious. I have my own plans and very strong mission to build this so that to bless people. So very strong social mission, but yet we're not really a social enterprise or non-profit organization. So I hope to use online tuition learning to disrupt the tuition market. It need not be very expensive, very, very reasonable price. A lot of people can afford, and then also provide a lot of sponsorship to the needy students. So we work with the Singapore Children's Society, Southwest CDC, Calvary Community Care. The other one is Marine Parade FSC. So we have sponsored children from all these the organizations. So it's just the push and the pull. Just do it, and then maybe you can build something that can really. Not that MOE is already a wonderful organization. Just that when I come out, I just want to build something outside MOE that can be of service to the nation and even to other countries. Yeah.
Wow, great. That's quite a lot of things that you shared down there. Just to recap a little bit, I think you were saying that something you managed to find something that you're passionate about and you know that you're good in, and also you had a runway to plan to transit out. So what will be your advice for those people who are a few years working either in a government, the public sector, or they are working in a corporate job, and then they might be thinking of starting something as a sideline first, or then transiting fully out? What's your advice to them? What will you give them advice? That means to yourself, maybe to yourself, 5-6 years ago. What's the advice that you give?
I think first is also to be very, very sure of yourself. It is possible. I'm not too sure. For me, I think I came to a crossroad and I was very clear that there's no turning back, right? I think there's a quote if you leave the harbor, the ship, you don't return to the harbor, you go to the open sea, you brave the storm, and then get to where you are supposed to. So I think you have to be very mentally prepared that there will be storms. Things will not be smooth sailing. Entrepreneurship is like a roller coaster, up and down, emotions, finance.
Yes.
Business. Yeah. So it's not a cup of tea, as I realize it. Sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have left. So there'll be all these voices, noise, and you have to see whether you can chew and take the risk. Not just yourself, but your spouse, your wife, and your kids. Are they with you? do you have the means to fail, and really cannot make it, then what's next? So are you prepared for the worst? And yet at the same time have the, the perseverance, the grit in you that, I'm going to do it no matter what. But it cannot just be an idea. Definitely has to be very, very hardworking, like 12, 16, 20 hours a day. You have to do everything you can to succeed. But it's not an easy journey. Be prepared. But definitely, if it's planted in your heart, you feel very strongly, then just do it and then build it day by day. I hope this.
What was the thanks for that. What was the buffer in terms of finances? How many months do you set aside to buffer yourself such that you have this runway to go and start on the startup?
I can't remember exactly, but I think it will be 1-2 years plus and minus, because you also have to burn money, burn cash to start.
Correct.
Correct. Within a year or 2 years, so correct. So you have to be ready for rainy day, emergency funds, whether your spouse is working or not, and whether you can get partners to co-invest. So I think you have to be very resourceful, good networking, or even if you have to not have, you have to start networking and get the trust of people, be sincere, be very genuine, but have the resolve to present your plan and your goal and your dreams and sound very, not just sound, but you have to be very sincere and that you're going to achieve and do everything you can. Even if you fail, but then you are going to give all out to it and achieve your goals. That's what I think I can advise.
Do you have partners who came on board, or were you running it on your own when you first started?
I do have. So it depends whether you want to be a solopreneur, depending how much cash you have, how much you want to invest, how fast you want to go, how far you want to go. So there's a lot of options. You can start on your own, small, big, depending on your own resources, and then also whether you have trusted partners, and then these partners, whether how much money they can invest. So there's a lot of things to consider, before you plunge or you launched. So you're doing a lot of decisions along the way, and it's not easy because a lot of things rest on you. If let's say you're the majority shareholder, you're the leader of the team, you have to make decisions all the time.
I'm also very curious because you're actually jumping into education, which while it is a promising field, it's also a pretty saturated field. So it's somewhat like a red ocean. So when you first conceptualize the business idea, right, what gave you confidence that you can differentiate yourself from the other competitors who are already in the market?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. We're also constantly asking ourselves, what's our USP? Are we just another player? So this is constantly in the mind of the founders, as even every other day. So I think the first thing that sort of like we thought that will differentiate ourselves first is because we started before the pandemic. Very, very few players. In fact, I think there's only one other that is fully online. So it's the story of two salesmen, shoes salesmen. Go to Africa. One say no business because nobody wears shoes there, and another one say, wow, amazing, there's a lot of business because nobody wears shoes. So at that time, it's like, who will take tuition online, education and all that. So then the pandemic hit, the circuit breaker, and everybody stays home. And so there's a sort of like a boom that, hey, actually everyone is going online, by the school. So we were like one step ahead of a lot of centers, but definitely not ahead of the first competitor, so to speak. So we thought, but we were ahead and we were able to build our lessons, pedagogy, instructional design around online. It's not trying to replicate what is offline, like worksheets, and then, okay, let's go online. So I think we have the advantage as also ex-educators. So the team is very strong, leaders of the school, those who mark the PSLE paper, those chief examiners. So I think the team already sets it apart. and then plus our very unique platform, that's able to allow students to really enjoy learning, able to assess learning, then able to even mark the worksheet online, return the worksheet, able to reward the student with virtual trophy at the end of the lessons. We are able to give a student report how he or she fares during that 1 hour lesson, because we do have test questions during the 1 hour, and then parents also can together watch and learn from the teacher. So that makes us unique, because in tuition centers the parents cannot be with the kid in the tuition center. Not allowed, and the lessons are not recorded. So currently our lessons are recorded and the playback is available for the student and parent to watch anytime, many times over, for a period of 1 whole year. So the students can always replay the video to revise when they have a test coming, exam coming. This is definitely not done in many places and not made available. If you hire someone like us, XPR study marker to your place, it costs $200 an hour, we wouldn't let you record the lesson. Here all our lessons are recorded and we make it very open. You can watch it, your sibling can watch it, your parents can watch it, can even scrutinize and gauge, assess the teacher's capability, curriculum, good or bad or not so good. So we are very open because we want to show that yes, we are a very skillful teacher. There's nothing to hide. We put a lot of videos on our YouTube as well. So there's a lot of benefits.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a lot of things to unpack here. But for what you are saying, I'll just summarize. So you are very clear that you have a very strong unfair advantage over other people. So would there be any challenges along the way, or when you first started out, what are the challenges and how do you overcome some of these challenges?
Challenges, I think there are many, really many, from curriculum design to to even, for example, in terms of how do we communicate and market. I think marketing branding is another thing that perhaps civil servants are not trained for. We don't like school and then put Facebook sponsored ads and all that. So a lot of things are very new, like SEM, spend on SEM, Facebook analytics, Instagram, whether get influencers or not. So I say my challenge is to learn how to do business, like really be an entrepreneur. Don't operate like an educator, like you're running a school. Okay, you're VP, you can run a school, but this is business. There's this other aspect of it, marketing, branding, right? Customer service, sales, and all this stuff, So there's a lot of like all these, about business, building the business, marketing. So I think that will be the challenge. And also, of course, financial projection, you have to do your sums, the money comes out. So these are the challenges, I'll say, personal challenges for me.
Was there anything that you have done differently? If you were able to, let's say, you have time machine and you can go back in time, was there anything that you have done a little bit differently?
For my business?
Yeah, correct, for your business.
Wow, I'm not too sure. And because I think I've done whatever I could at a point of time. Okay. So, well, maybe on hindsight is that maybe I should have a CMO, like a chief marketing officer or somebody very experienced, because I think the team and what we are good at is actually education, curriculum. So if you have someone experienced, like business development person, or marketing, that would be wonderful if you are able, to have somebody or very, very into the business way, branding. I think that'll help a lot, because a lot of things is about branding, marketing, right? A lot of this.
Yes, it is. Well, I just pause here for a while. I just want to thank those people who have been joining. Currently, I think there are about three people. There are about 7 people online. So if you guys are thinking of going on your own startup, or you are currently in a startup phase, or you have a business idea that you want to explore, just feel free to ask any questions. So Andrew is experienced in the education business. He might be he might be able to give you some tips along the way. I just want to ask you, Andrew, is this your first business venture, or were you previously involved in other business startup ventures?
Yeah, I actually, before this online, I did try to start a tuition center. But but I wanted to do this online because I know the potential of it. So I left the first business to the partners, and really go online. And it proves to be definitely a wise decision. Like I mentioned, online, the reach is so, you can reach the whole of Singapore. And currently, as I mentioned earlier, I have students from Japan, Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Malaysia.
Okay.
So they are also buying the classes, and they love Singapore brand of education.
Yes.
Because of partners, and also because of friends who are in these countries, for one reason or the other, they are able to bring in the market from different countries. So it becomes so exciting. Like you can really go the region or even go to the world. So it's quite interesting.
So what's your personal vision for your business?
So sorry,
No problem.
So sorry, your question again got distracted.
Hey, no problem. Okay, my question was, what's your personal vision for your business, and how do you see it growing in the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, so definitely I think want to reach more people in Singapore so that more people can be blessed, they're able to learn and don't have, and so I'll be able to like reach especially the needy kids so that they're able to get very high quality education, the curriculum, and then they're able to don't have to pay a hefty price for expensive tuition. So I think
Emily, sorry, just to interrupt. Emily has comment, open childcare will be cool. I'm not sure you are exploring childcare. Thanks for that, Emily.
Okay. Yeah. So sorry. Hold on. So sorry. Live.
Hey, no problem.
And Yan-Tai, just give me a moment. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so those of you who have just not on, just feel free to ask any questions. Andrew is a very experienced educator in the education business, and this is his second business venture, and he's currently in the right market, right time, and it's very ready to be scaled up in this business, and he has a lot of potential online learning, which is going to be a part and parcel. I think even after the COVID has passed, it will be a key feature in learning. So, Andrew, maybe you just share with us.
Yeah.
So, what are your plans to scale your business up, and what kind of potential challenge you might foresee, and how do you plan to tackle this?
Okay. Yeah, definitely we want, like I mentioned earlier, to have the reach, so that if we can reach more people in Singapore, so that they can access, like I mentioned, good quality resources, teaching and all that. And then I just feel that tuition is really very expensive in Singapore. So if via teacher online, you can have the same high quality education, or even better, because let's say the lessons can be revisited. And so learning is being able, you can scale the learning many times over, because many a times students have difficulty in learning. And if they were to go for 1 hour one-to-one, for example, tuition, definitely there are advantages and there are also disadvantages. Just that how many people can afford that kind of high tuition fee. So this kind of learning, flipped learning, we create individual learning space for students to learn at his or her own time. So you feel that you can save on tuition fee, and yet you can improve, and the parents can also. So our vision is really to help parents and students to be able to learn much better. So definitely we want to reach out to more people, especially those who can't really afford, and see teacher online can be an answer to them. even those who can, is an alternative. So challenges definitely would be, competition. I would say yes, it's one of the challenges, but I think everybody is in business, right? So as long as you are helping different students to improve, I think it's not really competition per se. You want to make your product good enough for a certain segment of student and parents, and so continue to improve the product, the curriculum, and the teaching and learning.
What syllabus are you guys currently based on, or what kind of a system or kind of framework are you using for teacher online?
Okay, system means not curriculum. Curriculum is definitely prepared for PSLE, International, so which is what we are doing to Thailand and other countries.
Right.
And then Cambridge Checkpoint. Cambridge Checkpoint is actually an equivalent of PSLE, so it's done in other countries. So we also try to cater to these international students. And then now we started an English program suitable for O-level and also IGCSE students, which international students are taking. So we cover these syllabuses.
Okay. So how's some of the feedback so far from students who have been through your program, and the parents? What do they usually say about your online portal?
Yeah, of course, the positive, the diehard fans are amazing. They are able to leverage on it. So the parents will attend the lesson with the child, or the parents will replay the video as and when the parent is available. So it has been amazing because they know the quality of the teachers. They know who is this teacher. They can, size him or her up. And then also, so I would say that they are amazing. They also say that we are amazing and fabulous. They can see the quality of the teacher, the teaching, the curriculum, and the parents themselves are educated. Okay, now I can help my child. I know the syllabus so much better. And then the parents can use the video to learn and then also assist the kid. So actually you're educating the parents as well. So I think it has been amazing. The students that we have also mentioned that, they look forward to lessons. Very engaging. It's only 1 hour per lesson. Once a week, twice a week, depending on what you sign up for. So we keep it short, not like 90 minutes, something fatigue, So an hour of lessons, good learning, worksheets, assessment. So I would say that, it has been amazing, receiving very, very good feedback from friends.
Wow, awesome. Keep up the good work. So moving forward, how do you envision teacher online to grow?
How I envision, I would say that it will grow locally and internationally.
Right.
So getting traction, and we have friends and partners who are also living, working in some of these countries. So I would say that it will grow in the region, also because of the pandemic, right? So online education is one good way that I think teacher online can grow in Singapore and in the region. We are also providing some other interesting courses like English to the Koreans.
Oh, okay. Is that something new?
It's something new that we're going to embark. Working with one of the universities to have a module on English, on Singapore, on the history, culture of Singapore, and also in English. So I think we are also moving on to B2B. So you would ask me where are we moving ahead? Not just B2C, but also B2B. Working in some of these universities, we can really run the module, or even in other countries. So I think that would be the plan for the next 1 year, 2 years.
Oh, okay. That sounds very exciting. So you guys are also actually exploring, developing some of the curriculum for tertiary institutions.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay, exciting. So what else in store? Do you guys also plan to incorporate a little bit of AI into your learning, or not at the moment? Because
Yes,
AI is quite a huge thing.
Huge thing, correct. definitely lah, in the near future lah. Maybe not now. You know, you own your own technology, tech platform. You know, it takes a lot of money and know-how.
Yes,
But
yes,
definitely
yes.
that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely there are plans. Already started some conversations. You know. Yeah.
Right,
So,
right. So what's your biggest takeaway from your past few years of entrepreneurship journey? What are the three biggest takeaway that you have?
wow, three biggest takeaway. It's definitely that it's worth to take the risk lah. No matter how hard it is, I think it's to take the step forward. You know, and then keep on believing and keep on pushing lah. It won't be easy, but you know, every step you make, or every thing that you build, you know, you're building something good, something great. The second one would be definitely the support from the loved ones, like my wife and kids. It has been amazing lah. So I think, you know, really as a family, they pray for me, they pray for the business, they're concerned of the business. So I think the takeaway is, family is very important, you know, so it has to be the top priority lah. Then third one, I think, will be friendship, networking, friends, you know, continue to leverage on that. And it's very important to be sincere lah, and continue to be, to dream lah, I think, to dream lah. So I think these will be the three takeaways lah.
I especially like your point number two, the support lah. Yeah, I think the support from your friends and especially your family is very important. Yeah, because I think sometimes I'm sure you have had period of time where you feel sometimes it can be a bit lonely. Yeah, the entrepreneurship journey. Yeah, and because sometimes for myself, at least I'm speaking for myself, because my wife is still an employee, and I'm thankful for that.
Right.
Yeah, and when I took the leap of faith, call it a leap of faith. The first 2 years was quite rough, really quite rough.
Yeah, I understand.
So number two, I can definitely identify with it, and also your point number three about the vision is also very true. Because sometimes you'll be asking yourself, why did I make that choice?
You have your story, definitely.
Yeah, so moving forward, right? For teacher online and also for yourself, what is your vision? What do you foresee yourself? Where do you foresee yourself in the next 5 to 10 years down the road?
Wow.
I mean, we don't know for 100%, but roughly where will you?
Really not sure. Really. But definitely hope to build something that lasts, and build something that is good, profitable, so that you can also, you know, bless more people lah. So I hope that in Singapore we can grow more, so that how should I put it? Because as an XMOE educator, you know, you also feel for the students that sometimes there's only so much they can learn at school, so much stress, so many students, so limited resources. So if there's an outside help coming in, that is affordable to the average Singaporean, and they find that it's a good supplement, and they find it easy to learn, understand, and you can relearn many times over. Everything is curated nicely, properly. If it's ratio, you go for this ratio package. You know, you can play as many times as you want, learn, relearn, and test before and after. And it's like, wow, so affordable, and then so high quality, you know. So I can use Show Online to be like to assist me and help me my work. As long as you're willing to learn, the resources is there, and you can pay for it, and very, very high quality, you know. Then like really, really very, very well, very good content, resources. As long as you're willing, no one is left behind, right? The American policy, no child left behind.
Yeah,
they can just log in, and then there are like so many videos that they can watch, and then they can also ask the teacher live stream, you know. And I think that would be where I see 5 years now. Would be feel so satisfied that not just those who can afford can access to this kind of top-notch, high-quality resources or access to this kind of like expensive tutor, but anyone can access to it. You know, we're like, wow, I can't afford, you know.
Andrew, actually, I really love that. Actually, you have been mentioning it a few times. It's not explicitly, but I think the value that you are holding behind, I mean, in yourself and also in starting out this business is also to help people to afford some of these services that are otherwise have been out of it, i.e. the social factor and the helping factor in this. And I really identify with that, because I believe, which is what happiness is to me. To me, happiness, right? To me, happiness is about helping other people who are less advantaged in life because of whatever reasons, either financially or because they are physically or because of circumstance. And maybe could you share a little bit more on this social factor, because I really like this value that is in this.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because after I left MOE, I joined a very large organization, as I mentioned, you know, very expensive tuition fee. So I was thinking, how can the average, below average families afford, you know? So then this social inequality will widen, you know, because of access to resources.
Yes,
you know? So
yes,
in fact,
yes.
the needy should access even more like highest quality education. Not because it's free. The needy will, you know, the less fortunate, the bottom 10% now, right? Where they go have free access to tuition, you know, usually like maybe not as high quality as this like super expensive. So it should be the reverse, or it should be on par. It's everyone meritocracy, you know. So even the bottom 10 percentile is able to have the same access to that, you know, quality of help and support and education. You know, then they will go down the poverty curve, right? The cycle will just repeat. Yeah, so the social mission is really strong. That's why we have worked with these few family service centers. Then recently we start to sponsor children from the Singapore Children's Society, and then working with talking with the Southwest CDCs. So we are always reaching out to the marginalized and see, and we very strongly believe that we can help.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the social mission part of our DNA.
Wow. Okay, you guys, if you are listening online right now, please check out Teacher Online and please share with your friends who are parents or educators as well, because I really feel that I identify with Andrew's mission and vision, and I believe that his team are here to really contribute to the society in doing a good work. And I believe as well that education, in fact, that's one of my core vision and mission. I don't often share it, but it is my vision to go out there and eventually be able to build schools or build education platform like yourself, Andrew, especially for those who are less privileged. Yeah, really, that's my life mission. So please go and check out Teacher Online and please share the website. Teacher Online is tcheronline.com. I just put it on ticker there. Please also connect with Andrew. He's given permission to just feel free to text him if you want to connect with him. If you are an educator or you are a parent, or you just want to find out how to embark on an entrepreneurship journey, I think Andrew is more than qualified to share some experience and share some advice for you. Yep. So I think right now now it's 9:46. We just passed our time already, but no worry, this video will still be here for you to rewatch. And please feel free to connect with Andrew. Andrew, I want to meet you up for coffee. Let's have coffee or let's have lunch sometime. Yep. So if you have any more questions, feel free to drop in the comments below the video. If not, just thank you for your time and just feel free to check out Teacher Online website. Feel free to share it with parents, and it's really affordable online, high quality. Call it coaching or tuition, right? What do you call it? Mentoring, coaching.
I think.
All right, right. Yeah, so his team are like himself, highly qualified and very good MOE teachers as well, and they are very experienced as well. He has a very experienced team guiding him, and most importantly, he's a man with a mission, a very good mission and very good values. Yeah, so please connect with Andrew, and thank you, Andrew, for coming online to this show.
Yeah, thank you, Yantai. And yeah, apologies, I started to attend to something. Yeah, but thanks
No
for
problem,
the
no problem. very chill one, my show very chill one.
yeah, thanks to the audience as well for staying through. Yeah, thank you so much. It has been a privilege, wonderful to share.
Okay, Kate. Good night, everyone, and wish you a very fruitful week ahead. See you same time next week, next Tuesday.
Thank you, Yantai. See you.
Bye.